Well, it's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, I'm going to put out a couple post-fight review videos and just give my little thoughts out there on the two cards that happened tonight, because there's a lot to dissect. And we'll start with Don King is back, only in America and all that good stuff. Only in America. God bless America, So Don King was back, and the biggest fight on that card was WBC Cruiserweight champion Llunga Makabu, as he not only defended his belt, but actually had a rematch in a previous fight he had years ago with the BCO Mchunu, and he had knocked him out in that fight. So there was a lot going on. There was a lot riding on this fight, particularly when you consider the fact that had a Canelo fight riding on this fight. We remember when Eddie Reynoso went to the WBC convention and called out Makabu for a fight with Canelo, because Canelo wants to try to go up to cruiserweight and cherry pick Makabu and try to become the first Mexican cruiserweight champion in history. But listen, if anybody watched this fight, I know, and the boxing world that tuned in knows, Makabu got fucking schooled. And I'm sorry to curse. I'm trying to cut down on cursing. But he got absolutely outclassed, schooled, and just badly schooled in the fight. And it's unfortunate, because really Mchunu should be world champion. And the BCO Mchunu, not only should he be world champion, but the BCO Mchunu, not only should he be world champion, but the reason he got robbed, and I'm just going to be honest, the reason Mchunu got robbed is because the boxing industry and whatnot, they wanted to keep this ridiculously gross cherry pick alive. And Don King, his fighter was Makabu. So there was no way in hell that Mchunu was going to win and get a decision, no matter how good he boxed. And believe you me, he boxed his ass off tonight. Like, Mchunu really boxed his ass off tonight. And he's just another casualty of the boxing industry. They don't care about Mchunu, so they rob him of his dream that he earned in the ring tonight as world champion. So I'm gonna give him the same. I'm gonna give him the BCO Mchunu the same treatment that I'm giving Robinson Conceição, who lost the fight to Valdez. I look at him as a world champion, and I'm looking at Mchunu as a world champion, because that's what he was. That's what he was tonight. For all the talk of Makabu's power, it was completely neutralized tonight. Mchunu smothered the left hand all night long, outboxed him, outfought him, countered him at will with the right hook. Every now and then he would sit down on uppercuts and touch him. Was sharpshooting with the left hand down the middle. It was just a really beautiful exhibition of the sweet science of boxing, and it's unfortunate that it's not going to get recognized and get its just due, because they wanted to rob him so they could keep this gross Canelo cherry pick alive, and Don King can get the bag. So I'm gonna say this now. The only thing that I'm really excited about, you could say, excited about, is that if Makabu somehow doesn't get knocked out against Canelo Alvarez, is Don King powerful enough to rob Canelo on the scorecards? Because if that's the case, then I want to see the fight. But either way you cut it up, slice it, and dice it, Mchunu was cheated out of his chance at being called a champion, and I look at him as a champion. South Africa, stand up. The BCO Mchunu is the real world champion, and I will always let that be known here on True School Sports whenever his name comes up. So yeah, that was kind of a Debbie Downer, and for me, that was in my opinion, because I scored the fight 11 rounds to 1, and the one round I gave Makabu, you could have given that round to Mchunu. So it could have been a shutout for Mchunu. It was a very, very, very straightforward, easy fight to score. But we could have had that on a Don King card. Don King is back, only in America, baby. Only in America. But that wasn't the only fight on the card, because I do want to talk about Trey Bryan as well. So Trey Bryan had a fight where he defended his WBA interim title against the little-known contender Jonathan Guidry. And this was looked at to be this was supposed to be a fight for Trey Bryan, where he got an opponent to look good, to get a knockout, to get people excited about him. And I got to be honest with you, if that was the effort that Don King and Don King Productions made, it fell flat on its face, because Trey Bryan, I think he actually hindered, even though he won the fight, he hindered his reputation more than he helped it tonight with Guidry. Yes, he won, and that's all you can do as a fighter is beat who they put in front of you and win. So he did what he was supposed to do. So I give him that. But you know, he's not really getting people excited about him by having these performances because Guidry. I'll give you my scorecard. I thought Trey Bryan just barely won the fight. I thought Trey Bryan won the fight 7-5. He scored a knockdown very late in the fight, damn near at the bell. So on my scorecard, he won by 3 points with the knockdown. And even the knockdown was kind of questionable because of the clock. When the clock hit 0, the bell didn't ring. The bell and the clock weren't quite at 6. So even the knockdown is questionable. So 2 or 3 points at most he won the fight by. It was close. Guidry was an unknown contender that nobody heard of, and I never even heard of him. And I watched boxing religiously. I never heard of him in my life. And Guidry did a great job. He showed some craft in there tonight. He was outboxing Trey Bryan in pockets of the fight, hitting him in the body a lot. Was laying a lot of body punches, or countering him over the top of the right hand. You know, Trey Bryan just seemed to be stuck in this one gear all night. And luckily for Trevor, he's got a good jab and he's the bigger fighter. And he was able to land enough right hands to hurt Guidry and take it to some deep dark places during the fight. But you know, if you ask me, and I'm speaking objectively, Trevor is a friend of the channel. I like Trevor. I would like to see him do good because I like to see my good buddy Stacey McKinley do good. But I gotta be honest. I gotta be 100% honest. If that Trevor Bryan shows up against Daniel Dubois, he's gonna get sparked. He's gonna get flatlined. He's gonna get knocked out. He needs to improve. He needs to drop some weight, and on top of dropping weight, he needs to start throwing that damn right hand because he's got some power. When he lets that right hand go and it connects, and he puts that left hook behind it, he got some power. But I see this pattern with him a lot, like in fights. I've seen it with him when I've seen him spar and stuff. Not to get too deep into that, but like he just doesn't see, for my liking, he doesn't let that right hand let go. And he's got a beautiful right hand, and he's got a good left hook, but and he's a very fluid combination puncher. But we don't see enough combinations. We don't see enough of the right hand or the left hook. So hopefully he can tighten up on these things, because if he stays at that level when he fights the Dubois and he fights the Joe Joyces, or God forbid he fight Usyk at that level, because it's not going to be good for him. He needs to really, really improve, and I'm rooting for him. I'm saying these things because I care. I'm saying these things because I want to see him do good. I'm not saying these things from a place of hatred. So Stacey McKinley, if you get mad at me, I'm just saying the fight as I've seen it. But you know, he gets the win. He did what he had to do, and it was a good little card on DonKing.com. I enjoyed it up until they robbed the BCO Mchunu, because Mchunu should have gotten the decision. He boxed Makabu easily, and now with Makabu winning, Makabu is going. I thought Canelo was gonna fight Charlo, but now that Makabu won, I think Canelo's gonna fight Makabu. It's gonna be Makabu or Charlo, one of those two. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Well, what did you make of the Don King card if you watched it? If you haven't watched Makabu versus Mchunu, I would highly advise you go watch it, and so you can see that the atrocity that took place tonight. But leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button, and surely you will not be disappointed. You know, True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia, and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God bless.